everyone, welcome. I'm Eric. Today, we're going to dig into a really important question, something that I think defines a lot of our modern work lives. Are you just investing in your job, or are you investing in your career? Trust me, the difference between those two is absolutely everything. Let's get right into it.
So let me ask you this, and be honest. Have you ever been sitting there, staring at your screen, you've got a ton of stuff to do, but you just can't? Your mind's a total blank, and you have this little voice in your head asking, what am I doing here? Is this it? Or maybe it's that classic Sunday scaries feeling. You know, that wave of anxiety that just washes over you on Sunday night because Monday is looming? That feeling, it's not just a bad mood. It's a really big sign that professionally, you're stuck.
So what do we do when we feel stuck? Well, the usual advice is just work harder, right? So we put in more hours, we hustle on the weekends, we do everything we can to prove our value, hoping that our boss will finally notice and we'll get that promotion. But then you see that one colleague who kind of seems to do less, but they're the one getting ahead. It's so frustrating, and it makes you feel completely powerless. Here's the thing. The problem isn't how hard you're working, it's your entire strategy.
And this really gets to the core of the problem, something author Jon Acuff talks a lot about. The biggest mistake pretty much all of us make is thinking our current job and our entire career are the same thing. We treat them like they're interchangeable, but they are fundamentally radically different.
Okay, imagine two engineers. We'll call them Alex and Ben. They're equally talented. Alex just puts his head down and codes. He believes that if he does good work, that's enough. Ben, on the other hand, he also does great work, but he spends a little extra time talking to the product team. Maybe he grabs lunch with some old colleagues to hear what's happening in the industry. Now, if the company has to downsize, who do you think is in a better position? If a brand new opportunity pops up somewhere, who's more prepared to grab it? See, Alex invested in his job, but Ben invested in his career.
And this is where Acuff brings in this really powerful, game-changing idea, the career savings account. You should think about it just like a financial savings account. You don't wait until you're about to retire to start saving, right? No, you put a little bit away, consistently, over time, and let it grow. Your career needs the exact same approach. You can't just wait until you get laid off or you're totally miserable to start thinking about what's next. You have to be consistently depositing assets into this account.
So what's the payoff for doing all this? Well, this account gives you real security, the kind of security that comes from you, not from your employer. It also gives you choice, so your career path becomes a series of things you get to do instead of things you have to do. And finally, it gives you leverage. Leverage to make those bold moves, because you've built a solid foundation that can actually support them.
Okay, so we've covered the what and the why. That all sounds great, but let's get practical. Let's talk about the how. What are these currencies you're supposed to be depositing into this career savings account? Well, Acuff breaks it down into 4 really essential assets.
These are the 4 big ones: relationships, skills, character, and hustle. Think of them as the pillars that work together to build this powerful portfolio for your entire professional future. Let's break down each one.
First up, relationships. And let me be super clear here. This is not about that slimy transactional networking or just collecting business cards. No way. This is about building real, genuine connections. And you know the best way to do that? Start by giving, not by taking. Just think, how can I help other people? When you really focus on that, you build this amazing network of allies, and that becomes your safety net. And, maybe more importantly, it's where all those hidden opportunities come from, the ones that never even get posted online.
The second asset is skills. Now this one seems obvious, but here's the twist. The shelf life of our professional skills is shrinking faster than ever. What was super valuable 5 years ago might be totally obsolete today. So the key is to invest in what we call meta skills. Skills about skills, like communication, critical thinking, and maybe the most important one of all, learning how to learn quickly. And don't tell me you don't have time. Just 15 minutes a day, listening to an explainer just like this one, or reading an article, that adds up to almost 100 hours of learning over a year. It's totally doable.
And look at this. This just perfectly illustrates the point. Just a decade ago, being a PowerPoint ninja was a huge deal. Then it was all about social media, then data analysis. And today, it's all about AI. The point is, if you're not constantly updating your skills, you're not just standing still, you are actively falling behind. Your skills are like the hard currency in your account. You've got to make sure they don't lose their value.
Okay, the third asset is character. And honestly, this might be the most important one of all. Your character is your reputation. It's your integrity. You can think of it as the credit rating for your career. Are you someone people can trust? Do you do what you say you're going to do? Do you own your mistakes? In our hyper-connected world, a good reputation is the most durable asset you can have. Skills can get outdated, relationships can change, but strong character, that is absolutely timeless.
And finally, number 4 is hustle. Now, let's be really clear what we mean by this. This is not about burnout. It's not about working 80 hours a week. Acuff defines hustle as a proactive passion for solving problems. It's the difference between waiting for someone to give you tasks and actively looking for ways to add value. It's about seeing a challenge not as a burden, but as a chance to learn something new and make another deposit into your career account.
So, you've been making these deposits, you're building relationships, you're learning new skills, you're being a person of character. Now for the really good part. How do you actually cash in on all these investments out there in the real world?
This is exactly where all that hard work pays off. When you feel stuck, this account gives you a clear framework to figure out what's missing. When a crisis hits, like a sudden layoff, your network is your safety net and your skills are your leverage. And when you're ready to make a big leap to a promotion or a whole new career, these assets you've built become the launchpad that makes it all possible.
All of this really leads to one incredibly powerful conclusion. You have to stop thinking of yourself as just a passenger on your own career journey, just waiting for a company or a boss to tell you where to go next. It is time to get in the driver's seat.
So here's the big mental shift you have to make. Stop just working in your job and start working on your career. Your day-to-day job is the platform. It's the gym where you build those assets, the skills, the relationships that you will own forever. Your job is temporary, your career is for life. And that right there is the ultimate takeaway from this whole idea. You are the Chief Executive Officer of You Incorporated. No one else is responsible for your long-term growth. No one else is responsible for your security. That responsibility and that power, it belongs to you. So please, start today. Just spend 15 minutes learning one new thing. Send a quick email to an old colleague you haven't talked to in a while, just to say hello. Take on that small, annoying, challenging task that nobody else wants. Just make that first small deposit into your career savings account. I promise you, your future self is going to thank you for it.
All right, that's it for this explainer. If you found these ideas valuable, please do me a favor and like, subscribe, and share it with someone you know who really needs to hear this. And hey, is there a book you'd like us to break down next? Let us know in the comments below. I'm Eric. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.